The courtroom clock ticked too loud. Every second felt like a knuckle rapping my skull. My wife, still legally my wife, wouldn't meet my eyes. Her fingers were bare. No rings. I remembered when they first went missing. I remembered what I found after. That's where it began. Not with the betrayal itself, but with the silence that followed it. She said the ring slipped off at the gym. Sweat. A careless locker. I nodded. I was trained to nod. 20 years of marriage teaches you when to listen and when to pretend you do. But that night her car smelled wrong. Latex and cheap cologne, layered like a lie that didn't know it was dead yet. I reached between the seats and found the used rubber folded into itself, hidden like a secret that believed it was clever. I didn't shout. I didn't ask questions. I went very still. Stillness is a weapon if you know how to hold it. We had a history. That's what made it hurt clean. Sunday coffee on the balcony. Her habit of stealing my hoodies. The way she used to squeeze my hand twice in elevators. Are private. Morse code for we're fine. We built a life with rituals so quiet they felt permanent. I financed her studio. She edited my speeches. We laughed at the same bad movies. I thought fidelity was boring because it was easy. The rings mattered because she wore them when she wanted the world to know who she belonged to. Losing them was a choice, not an accident. I hired the private investigator the next morning. Ex-military. No small talk. He asked what I wanted. I told him the truth. But clean, dates, faces, proof that wouldn't blink under oath. While he worked, I did my own inventory. I reviewed accounts she never looked at. I reread the prenup she'd signed with a smile and a joke about never needing this. I retitled assets. I moved slow money into patient structures. I called my attorney, the one they call a shark because he circles before he bites. He listened. He didn't interrupt. When I finished, he said, "We don't demolish people. We let gravity do it." The photos arrived on a Wednesday. The PI slid them across the table without ceremony. My hair stood on end anyway. Hotel corridors. Her laugh caught midair. A man whose wedding band had been carefully removed for the camera. There were timestamps, license plates, receipts. A sequence so airtight it felt merciful. Pain is loud. Planning is quieter. Planning sounds like paper. I waited. I watched her practice sincerity in the mirror. I watched her tell friends I'd been distant. I watched her post photos that cropped me out like I was already a rumor. At night, I slept like a stone. Stones don't dream. The execution took 3 moves. First, the trust. Years ago, I'd set up a retirement. Trust with voting rights that didn't wake unless I told them to. That trust held shares, quietly, obediently. On Friday afternoon, my CEO leaned across his desk and hissed, "You're outdated. We're done here." I replied quietly, "Understood." That was the moment the trust activated its voting rights. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. "Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares?" Second the filing. My lawyer filed for divorce on grounds that read like a spreadsheet. Infidelity, dissipation of marital assets, perjury, once she lied under oath about the rings. We attached photographs, metadata, hotel invoices. The judge raised an eyebrow. Eyebrows matter. Third, the reveal. Not public. Surgical. In mediation. When she reached for sympathy, my attorney slid one photo forward. Just one. Her face fell into itself. She looked at me then. I was calm enough to be kind. The courtroom was theater, but the verdict was math. The prenup held. The studio reverted. The accounts froze. She kept her car. I kept the silence. After, she tried to bargain in the hallway. Tears, promises. The old Morse code squeeze. Attempted once, then abandoned. I told her the truth without cruelty. Trust is the only asset that doesn't recover once sold. She lost the rings because she wanted to. She lost everything else because she underestimated patience. On my way out, my phone buzzed. A message from the board. A message from the bank. Order restored. Consequences distributed. That night, I stood on the balcony alone. The city hummed like a machine doing exactly what it was designed to do. I felt something close to peace. Not forgiveness, not rage, alignment. Revenge isn't loud. It doesn't need witnesses. It is the quiet satisfaction of watching gravity remember what it owes. "I didn't see it coming," she said later through a friend. That was the point. I put the rings in a drawer and closed it. Then I turned off the lights.